That's the good stuff.
We don't play around. We're going to use that 4K on YouTube to the max.
It's not 4K, but it's good enough. Okay,
what?
So I got...
I'm posting this in 4K?
Your webcam and Adam's webcam and my webcam, none of them are in 4K.
Show off every pore on this face.
It's okay. I'll get right on that. I'll get right on that 4K footage.
I'm almost 40, Tony. I don't want any pores being shown.
Okay,
we're all almost 40. As we
welcome to the Almost 40 cast.
Who doesn't want to tune into that?
Don't doubt your vibe, man.
We're gonna talk about Brexit.
Nope.
That was a big thing.
Nope. I'm not going to, because then Tony will just complain all week on Twitter about politics.
We're not going to talk about.
We would have had more viewership if the blah blah blah.
Why? I didn't do that. I didn't say that at all.
That was quoted.
I watched.
Literal quote.
I might have been the only person that watched the entire way through. Oh, we can
it
talk
was a very
about
long podcast.
Our contest.
Adam is the one that won the contest. So
Adam, congratulations on winning the contest.
All right, let's start off with that.
That's how we'll start.
You want me to go get the prize so I can show it to you?
No,
Yeah.
he knows. He watched.
God.
He watched last week's episode.
There will be some people that haven't watched the last episode, but they'll see this and be like, "Wait, there's prizes," and it's a good prize.
Yeah,
all right,
so they're
gonna
like,
start with
"Holy
the
crap."
Okay. So we'll get the prop. Now we're getting it. In our 10th episode, we finally figured out the internet. Yep, there it is. So congratulations, Adam, on winning our contest, even though you're one of the hosts of the show.
It's really soft. That's nice.
Super high quality.
Made in California.
It's probably $50. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I think Tony was complaining about you winning because he didn't want to ship it to Japan.
That's 100% true. I'll be giving it when I see
But you said you have a UPS account, right?
To Michigan.
Yeah, he's gonna relay it to you in Michigan. Or
did you start the podcast? Is this started?
This is it. That's how the podcast started. This is the 9 to 5 Elon show.
How long has it been recording?
A while. I told you like
Okay.
a while ago. But through the magic of the internet, Adam, I will be able to cut out the Magumbo at the beginning. And it'll just be about Elon and Tesla, and no one's going to doubt anyone's vibe, and it's going to be great.
No vibe doubting. Absolutely none.
So this is our, what would it be? 10th episode?
11.
No, it's the 10th video episode. It's episode 10.
That's right.
We don't talk about the one that we filmed when I was in Texas. We didn't film it.
Yeah.
It was very blocky looking.
Yep.
It was a Mac. It was Texas internet.
Nobody wants to watch that.
No one wants to watch it. But if you want to listen to it, it is on the podcast facilities like, what do they call it now? Apple Podcasts and Google
You mean
Play.
Podcast Pickle.
Podcast Pickle,
Yeah,
Podbean. And but really, this podcast is best consumed on YouTube. It's a visual podcast. We talk about things. We'll pull up articles and look at things. So yeah, let's get into it. This was a busy week for Tesla fans. So we'll talk about the financial earnings results that were released on Wednesday and then the stock market response. But we have some other general news we like to do. Let's properly introduce everyone. I'm Asif. I'm CEO, Editor-in-Chief of Shacknews. We got Adam coming in from Japan.
Yes. Hello.
And then we have Tony and Sarah here. Tesla Fudge down there.
Hello.
At Tesla Fudge on Byte. At Tesla Fudge on Twitter and Instagram. Adam's at long_Elon. And I'm at Techno Sucks on Twitter and at Army of Techno on Byte. So there you go. That's a pretty sweet intro.
Shacknews is, of course, at Shacknews.
Yeah, I mean, it's right there. And also it's a website. And it's, yeah. We also have a subscription service. You can't really read it. There it is a little bit. It's called Shacknews Mercury. And you can get, it's basically Shacknews hoodies as a service. So every year, you're a subscriber.
AAS?
Shacknews. SH.
Hoodies as a service.
I think people just they don't pay for the hoodies. They just pay to make you do work. Like have to go to the post office. They're like, let's make us suffer.
Basically,
pack another 200 boxes this week.
It's like playing. It's like real life action role play of Death Stranding. It's like I feel like I'm Sam Porter Bridges.
We gotta film that next time I'm at the headquarters.
Yeah, what you need to do is film me when I have my laptop bag around my neck and I'm carrying Lola and it's snowing.
Yeah, I have a 90.
I'm like,
I have a 90-liter backpack. I think we're just gonna fill that with hoodies and make you carry it around.
oh man, no.
I'm gonna film that.
My back aches just thinking about
It's
that.
like the early beginnings of Amazon. Jeff Bezos used to talk about how they didn't have any tables for packing, and they were packing on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Oh man, we need knee pads." And someone's like, "You're an idiot. We need tables." And he's like, "Oh my god, that's genius."
No BS right now. I could use like at least 3 more tables in here. I only have like the one in our one. There's like 3 rooms full of hoodies right now. I'm a hoodie logistics expert now. In my 5th year.
Examination tables are not cutting it. You're gonna have
Okay, well let's get into general news. Bam.
Ooh.
Swenson's doing things, making moves.
That is making me hungry. And Big D is at Geraci's right now, pizza in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
Sending pictures.
So Swenson's has changed their French fries. We talked about this. I was furious because I actually liked the fries. Sarah didn't care because she doesn't like the fries. So I found out what they did. We were right. They would not change the oil because the oil is in everything else, and everything else they fry there is great. They changed the potatoes. So it's a different potato supply.
Are they going? Well, yeah. So who is it? Is it Idaho? Is it?
I don't know. They wouldn't divulge that.
Montana?
But they did confirm that they had changed the potato. But I'm going. I've been there twice now.
That picture looks like the original Friday.
They have not updated this. I posted on Byte. I may be able to go find it on Twitter. I posted a picture. It was a video, a 6-second video where I showed the menu, and I think Sarah said she wanted to hire the person who made their menu.
Yeah, the designer that did it was. I need them for.
Well, anyway, like they're.
Byte's not bad. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, Byte. Yeah, we can jump right into Byte, right? Because I just wanted to give you an update.
I was talking about the Swenson's website, but yeah, I also like Byte. You've got me totally addicted to Byte now.
Okay, so I wanted you to look at it though from like a security standpoint. How bad is it?
It's fine.
It's fine?
Yeah, it's fine enough.
What do you think of the decision to have OAuth based on the phone, like OS?
Everything is going that way, and I'm fine with it.
Really? So you think that
it's just inevitable? Everything is going to move that direction. So
you think that we're going to move OAuth away from like Facebook and Twitter and Google? Well, Google's going to be part of the OS and Android, but like Amazon OAuth or Valve with Steam OAuth.
Well, iTunes, right? Not iTunes, but iCloud, Apple.
Mm-hmm. So there's going to be like the Apple OAuth, and there's going to be the Google OAuth, and there might be a Microsoft OAuth for something.
There is, Authenticator. Microsoft Authenticator is what it's called.
So I'm saying like it's just because when we recently
people are moving away
this.
from Facebook. People still like Google Authenticator. I'm totally fine with it. I'm pretty platform agnostic with those, but yeah, for sure, you're going to see more sign in with your iTunes account, because I think people have kind of figured out that privacy is actually, even though they've made some missteps, privacy is a pretty big concern for Apple, and they've done an above average job.
Like, and a lot of people also from like a lot
forcing it, right?
Yeah, used Mac hardware, if it is tied to a keychain and locked into an iCloud account, you have to either jump through major hoops, or basically every device is bricked if you steal that device. So there's something to be said for that. Like I think a lot of authentication is going to move towards using iTunes and iCloud.
So I wanted to say something else about Byte, because I noticed last week I mentioned the big thing that happened with Vine was that they never figured out how to monetize properly, because Twitter required them, and Twitter still doesn't know how to monetize properly.
Yeah, has Byte?
Yes. I was on Byte today, and Byte has a different navigation paradigm. It's topic-based.
Yeah.
And I saw a promoted topic, and it was Nike, and it was like handshakes. And it was a bunch of promoted Nike bites that were all 6 seconds leading up to the Super Bowl, and they had Russell Wilson, like all these famous people in it, And it's just 6-second videos of people high-fiving, people like tapping, whatever. I was like, okay, Like, that wasn't in my feed. It was in the topic screen. It was clearly marked sponsored.
Yeah.
I still clicked on it.
Interesting.
And it speaks to how engaging that platform is.
Well,
And
no,
also,
it's
the
6 seconds.
topic screen looks really cool. You know,
Yeah.
it's like engaging. You want to click on those different topics. You're like, yeah, I want to look at pets right now. I want to look at comedy right now.
Yeah.
And
Why don't you show Bite?
it's not on
Oh.
No desktop.
it's not on desktop. It's
No
only on
desktop
mobile.
invite.
It's really weird. There's not a way
to a single device.
This is a question I have for you. I can't like send a hyperlink of a
Yeah,
bite.
you can only. So I don't understand that decision. I feel like hyperlinks are way more valuable.
Right?
The handshaker.
I
Did you
don't
see that?
entirely understand the. You can only upload the byte file, right?
Yes, the video file.
Video with the embedded stuff, whatever you end up
Watermarked.
generate it. Yeah, the watermark and all that. I don't understand that move, but so many people are already doing it on Twitter.
Uh-huh.
I've noticed, like, there's tons of people uploading.
That's all I do. Is
cool.
I
It's
don't.
annoying to me that I can't provide a link because it becomes a space issue then if you want to save bytes or.
I'm now just any byte that I need to embed, I tweet it, and then it's a Twitter video.
Yeah, I noticed you've been all over it.
But I think that it's an amazing. I love it. It's a really engaging platform, and I've never seen.
Bite.
Well, if you see an ad, it's only 6 seconds. You're not out that much,
easy.
right? You think about a 30-second spot on TV, like these Super Bowl commercials coming up. They're paying
I told you, like,
$100, and here you're getting it in front of a way more targeted audience. Like,
It's similar to how brands use Snapchat,
mm-hmm.
where like it's not super in your face, and you have to kind of select to watch it. But a lot of people do because it's super short and cool content.
My attitude is, even if it's bad, it's only 6 seconds, and you can move on with your day.
Yeah.
Right.
And like, at the same time, I look at it like I basically have my own sketch comedy show. It's 6 seconds at a time, and Lola is the star.
Yep.
And like, I'm her co-host, and
Getting a lot of likes, man. A lot of likes.
I do the weather every day. People love it.
Yeah.
I like your weather report.
So far is you have to spend time connecting with other people, or you basically will plateau no matter what topic you're uploading your video to, whatever channel you're choosing for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think comedy is the most lenient, but all the rest of them, if you don't already have some followers or people that you've interacted with on the platform, you're basically going to plateau at about 50 views and 10 likes, no matter what you upload. And that might be just not really content based. They might just be making you feel good about those first likes that you get.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of accounts seem fake or automated somehow, because you're instantly getting likes the moment something's uploaded.
Bots.
So, yeah, it's definitely bot related.
But I think that bots are great on social media. They create a lot of content.
Mm-hmm.
I follow a lot of bots.
It's, I think
I've been having conversations with an F-Zero bot. I don't know if you've seen this.
I haven't.
It's a Black Shadow from F-Zero, and all he does is talk shit to Captain Falcon in Japanese. And because I can easily translate, I don't know if you've ever seen me reply to this Japanese Twitter account with like Captain Falcon sipping tea or Captain Falcon doing this or something, or I'm gonna punch something. But I have several GIFs that I reply to this bot with, and then he has these like built-in replies to Captain Falcon where he's like, I don't have time for you, Falcon. Like, but it's clearly a bot. But I think that in an early stage, that's a good thing, especially when it comes to video. Because if you have someone, for instance, let's say a Viner out there who already made a ton of Vine content, and now you give them Byte, they just want an ingestion engine for the content they already have. And I think that while you're right, they are bot accounts, they're creating content.
Yeah.
That's what I think's interesting. That's not the case for on Twitter. A bot replies. A bot may tweet. Right.
Yeah.
But Byte, they're literally posting video content to be on that platform. It's weird. Yeah, they're fascinating bots. And like I said,
I got addicted to it really quickly when you sent it to me, because we had all this footage from our trip across the country that I had split into videos, and I was going to release, and I was like, oh, I can just get this out there faster and more people will see it, and I won't have to, produce a whole video worth of it. And I started uploading. I was like, how many uploaded like 30 videos in a couple hours.
That's what I mean. Like I
had all this content on my phone that was already like tailor made. It was all like 6 to 20 seconds of interesting clips and time lapses and stuff. So I just started dumping it all up there, and then immediately got feedback on it. So it's pretty cool. It's a cool platform.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm gonna keep using it. I don't think it's the end all be all of social media or anything, but I just think people are very
fun and easy, and it's not TikTok and it's not Instagram.
That's what I think's good about it. And grandma's not on there.
Not yet.
I'm grandma on there, actually.
Exactly. We're the old people on there. So like it's that's how you know it's not completely played out like Facebook.
Yeah.
But yeah. We should probably what else?
You can tell it's a lot of TikTok content getting pulled in.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Sometimes it has
a lot of people.
Oh, you have I can see it.
You're stealing other people's content. It's like, welcome to the internet, dude. It's a new platform with no.
Oh God. You know,
I can't believe I haven't seen more adult content. I've seen none, actually.
They must be blocking it.
There's a lot of furry content in the pet section.
I bet. I bet.
Hot dog, not hot dog filter.
Well, you know, I will say this.
But not super inappropriate. So
I will say that they're the big difference between TikTok and Byte is that TikTok actively censors LGBTQ plus community members and Byte doesn't. So that first day that Byte was out, there was like a gay pride parade for like half the day, and it was great. Like, I was really happy for them because they were like, a lot of those people were super bummed on TikTok because they were not being allowed to post because Chinese communists run that app, and Byte has kind of been that free thing. So I think early on, sorry, you're right, they're like kind of lenient, but I think they're going to try to push people to their there is no political filter.
Right.
Yes.
So I just post other when I post like a Bernie Sanders thing.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that
I don't know what I put mine under.
You can't put it under like
footage.
Oh, I have a question. What's a screeny? Screenies. What are screenies?
There's a category for it, but I can't find like what the similarity is between all the content in there.
Yeah.
I figured it'd be something with like filters and like stickers and stuff on them, but it's not really.
I thought a screeny was maybe like a short film, a Vine. I think they're calling it Vine.
Is that what they all are? Okay.
Is it just short screen video?
It's it's a.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't either. I can't figure out like what differentiates that from all the other categories. But
I guess it's. I think it's something that there's because I've had 2 problems uploading so far. I tried to upload an Eminem lyric, could not do that. Because I'm testing this platform out. I want to see what I can do.
Oh, we are too.
I was not able to upload. And then, you know that picture of Lola endorsing Bernie Sanders? I tried to turn it into a static image video, and they would not let me upload it. So I think there's something about static images that are not allowed on that platform, and that must be part of their filtering thing. And that goes to screenshots, because then you can't upload a screenshot. It has to be moving video.
Okay.
I think that's part of it.
Screen capture video.
But then so I uploaded a Megaran loop instead, right? Like I was trying to upload Eminem, could not do that because Eminem clearly is, I don't know, some big record label, you know. But they have built-in copyright protection in Byte. They've thought this out. Like I really do think that they're coming at this from a different perspective and something that they learned from Vine.
Yeah.
Because it must burn them that Vine failed the way it did.
Yep.
And now like they're coming back, and it wouldn't surprise me if they become this like, there seems to be a symbiosis between Twitter and Byte. I'm not the only one that's uploading bytes to Twitter.
Yeah, for sure not.
Oh, no.
And you are, you know, like I've seen Greg doing it over at Shack. Like there's a lot of people that are doing it now. So.
And on the other hand, no one on Instagram knows what Byte is.
No.
I posted like a story that was like, oh my gosh, come over to Byte. It's amazing. And I got all these like DMs about like, okay, boomer, it's called TikTok. And I was like,
you right.
False. Actually.
Did you shred them? You
I did,
up.
yeah.
So,
yeah.
Adam,
not widely known yet.
You gotta wreck those, when they step to you like that, you gotta wreck those zoomies.
if
Most of them
Adam,
are like
if
my
Adam
feet.
had a bite about his family, he would have like 1 billion followers.
Oh my gosh, it'd be sick. It'd be disgusting.
Like, just between the whole gang.
Are you seeing how many like sad little Katie is getting?
She's not sad. She's adorable.
You got like 16 likes for begging
Very
this morning.
sad.
Oh,
Very depressing. It's the most depressing bites.
I don't know. I think she's
I still
adorable.
love him, though.
This is actually a good transition to our next topic, Tony. Glad you brought it up. Don't doubt your vibe. Don't doubt Katie's vibe. How
Yeah.
dare you?
Sorry, I'll stop doubting her vibe.
I'm not going to play this because it's not very good. But I will point out that the record, like, image is outstanding. Have you seen this?
That was my favorite part, yeah.
Like, look at this. It's Mars. It's vinyl, or
Like his
I saw some news media thought that was a cake.
it's a cake, and it's a Cybertruck on it.
What kind of cake looks like that?
No cake looks like
Like
that.
angel food cake?
Yeah,
With a hole in the middle?
Cybertruck on a cake.
It's just amazing.
Great.
I love
That's great marketing for Cybertruck, though. Right?
I love that that's what he chose to do.
Yeah.
The day that his stock hit an all-time high, and it was announced that he unlocked that next tranche of stock-based compensation, which good for you, man. Like that, he put his money where his mouth is, and he's like, if I get the stock to here by this date, I get more money.
Do you know what the numbers are?
It must have just been like $3 million more of options that he got in this one. There's like another one because I
can pull up. There's a chart, but the company has to be worth like $100 billion for like 6 months, and then he gets like a ton of.
Oh, it was for a period of time. I didn't realize that. That makes sense.
So it gets really interesting the longer the stock stays above certain thresholds. But congratulations on getting to where he is. That is no easy feat. And yeah, it was just, I thought it was adorable that that's what he chose to do.
What were those N64 controllers for?
I'm going to guess Mario Kart.
Oh. Not to manipulate the sound or something?
No, I'm actually, Adam, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to pull out that picture for you. This is really what made, like, just look at him. He's just having a good time.
Yeah, the animated one is pretty epic.
But yeah, like Adam's pointing out these 3 N64 controllers over here.
Yeah, he's just such a
mean,
in the best way.
It could be like, there's like chiptune stuff, but I don't think people really use N64 for chiptunes very often. I think they might just have an N64 in their studio, and they play Mario Kart or something, or maybe F-Zero X.
They play GoldenEye.
Lots of options, but just like he's having a good time, and there's a lot of billionaire D-bags in the world. He's my favorite.
We're hoping that he's not one.
No, I mean, like, even if he is one, he's the best one. He's adorable. Like he's doing really cool things. He's doing really cool things. He's not a D-bag, but I'm just saying, like, if he is one, he's the best one out of all the billionaires. But yeah, and then there's obviously people are just gonna come out with memes. The memes in his comment section have been getting pretty good here.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones.
I would watch this. This looks pretty good.
That looks better than the movies.
Yes, I'm thinking I would be down with that, but that was from
the movies.
All of them. No, I'm kidding. The first 3 were good. Yeah, the rest of it was just memes. But this is on Spotify now. This song is, I'm kind of curious what his stats are on the plays. How many plays does he have? It's been played 1.94 million times. Like, actual electronic musicians are dying inside. They see this and they're like, it's emo crap, and it's like someone else probably made the beat and the beat progression and the build up and everything, and he just probably just did his voice. That's probably all he did.
Yeah.
And someone else modulated his voice and like,
Maybe his girlfriend did that.
I guarantee she was retweeting it. Like they were just in the studio together having fun. And I'm like, honestly, if that's what they were doing the night that he had this huge success, it's adorable. Not the best song. And it's okay not to like the song. I actually I embedded this tweet.
I saw your unpopular opinion.
I have an unpopular opinion.
Yeah, didn't you?
It's like in that new Spider-Man cartoon where Peter Parker has the album.
Yeah,
Is it okay to be a Tesla and Elon fanboy and think his song sucks?
Yeah, didn't you comment in there?
Sure.
I think I said yes. I just probably
commented. I just liked it, but yeah.
I don't think I commented. No, I might have like quote tweeted it or something and said.
What's
yes.
amazing is, did you notice how many like dance videos were released and all these things using that audio?
Yeah, one guy made a pretty elaborate video link.
There's a couple elaborate ones. Yeah.
Where they like filmed it backwards and played it forward.
That's the insane level that it's at right now. He can just put just any simple thing out there and it just gets memed and reshared and retweeted. And
he brought that up on the conference call. We will get to that in a second, but he did mention how it's amazing that they got to where they are in revenue without spending $1 on advertising.
No marketing.
And that just speaks to the power of the product. But yeah, good on him. If he wants to be a dork and make electronic music, he can do whatever he wants. What else did we have in general news? SpaceX. What day was this? It was like the same day.
Same day as earnings.
Same day as earnings.
Yeah.
Like that's like a different level of swag right there.
Yeah, it's like Tony Stark craziness.
Elon's like, well, what if we also?
They caught half a fairing too.
There you go.
Yeah. So I think after 3 launches, maybe 4 more launches, they can start providing internet service in the U.S. and Canada. So that'll happen pretty soon. But I read it'll take a few months for the satellites to get into position.
Will I be able to have internet from Starlink?
Might have internet that not sucks at home by the end of the year. Also,
really?
Yeah, maybe even before that.
That'd be amazing.
I've been really enjoying the people complaining that there's going to be too much space junk just because of Starlink.
Yeah,
they don't understand the size of space.
Yeah,
and they're designed to fall back to Earth and burn up 100%. Like after.
Even if they're not.
I know, even if they're not. I just love the concept of like, well, you have all of space and you think these things are going to run into each other and other objects in space.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, eventually, if we put too much crap in our atmosphere, it'll get like that. But
there isn't that much now. If you look at
I understand
the volume calculations.
But our atmosphere and space are two different things.
Right?
Oh no, I'm talking about what I understand to be the space junk problem.
Yeah.
Versus the idea that there's just a bunch of junk in space.
Right. Versus the TSLAQ view of all the things.
Oh, I'm glad you brought them up. I have something special for them later. No, why do we even call them that anymore? They're RONG is their new name. They're wrong, Tony. They are not TSLAQ anymore.
All right.
Lester Holt wants us to subscribe.
You're going to rebrand them?
They are. Every time I see any kind of TSLAQ stuff, I'm like, TSLAQ equals wrong. You cannot be at $6.40 a share with a Q at the end of your symbol. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. Trust me. Trust me. $640 a share.
Well, if you had one share.
Q.
$640.
Get the fuck out of here with your TSLAQ. You're done. You're done. It's over. We won. Go short something good. There's I spent hours on Friday looking at short opportunities in the stock market. There are dozens.
Don't give them advice.
Dozens. Go short something other than Tesla.
Financial services, oil, fossil fuels,
healthcare. There's so many better shorts out there than Tesla. You have to be a moron to be short Tesla right now. You're nuts. Go short something else. Cover. Cover your short. But guess what? Tony's not selling. Sarah's not selling. Adam, are you selling your shares? Guess what? I'm not selling either. So there's no one to buy from. So it's very hard to cover your short. I know. And every Friday, every day at 3, Tesla just starts ticking up because they're just like, they're capitulating. It's beautiful.
Oh, man.
But quit calling yourself TSLAQ. $6.40 a share. Like, let's pull up the market cap.
$6.50.
I'm sorry. Whatever. Let's pull up the market cap image real quick.
$6.25 after hours last time I checked it.
But this is the story. You cannot be a Q when you're at 117 billion market cap. That's not how this works.
They've always had so much trouble raising money, Asif.
I know. It's so tough for them to go to the capital markets and raise whatever they need to build however many batteries they need. Their biggest problem right now, they don't have enough batteries. They need to build more plants to make more batteries, to make more cars.
Yeah.
This is a demand problem. This is not a demand problem. This is a supply problem. This is like a supply constraint.
Yeah. It's a good problem to have.
It is like so good. This is the sweet spot for a product. And China's coming online. I don't know. But yeah, enough. If I see TSLAQ anywhere, I stomp on them. I'm so over it. You can day trade a stock. You know, if you want to day trade a stock and it's going down, the market's going down, you think you can short Tesla, go for it. But look at the stock market on Friday. Right?
Yep.
What did the stock market do on Friday?
What news were we going into? Is the big
down 1.1 something percent.
Yeah.
1 something percent.
Dow Jones was down 600 points on Friday. Right? What was Tesla? Tesla was up $9.76.
Yep.
On the same day, the Dow Jones was down 600 points. That's what I'm saying. You have to be clinically insane to want to short Tesla. Any other stock would have been better on Friday. Like anything. So just stop. You're wrong, TSLAQ. You're just wrong. So the new symbol is $RONG.
Got it.
And we'll find a Q for them. We can find a Q for them, but it's not Tesla. Not 117 billion market cap with the hottest product on earth. That's not what a Q looks like.
Oh, it's like 6 of the hottest.
GME? Q? Yeah, that could happen.
Start Greenlight Capital stock.
Yeah. Where's Greenlight Capital? That's a good one. What is Greenlight Capital stock?
That's mean. Now you're just picking
on. It is not mean. Oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. The poor Wall Street billionaire who called Tesla wrong lost money. Oh, I'm playing the world's smallest fiddle for him. Like, boo, violin, whatever.
Fiddle,
yeah.
What is their stock? Pull it up.
Wall Street jaboofers lose money. Film at 11. I do not care about those people.
You've been shorts
Tesla deserve to burn. You're wrong. You're wrong. And you're spinning FUD all day long.
This is
just
the most
fake news.
I'm
telling you, like these people, the guy who ran the fake acceleration story.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Those people deserve to pay. And they are, even if the SEC isn't going after them, by just being flat out wrong, we are taking their money, and it feels good because we are right and they are wrong.
Yeah.
And we've been right for a very long time, and it's just
they need pull up the Greenlight
Capital. What is their stock symbol, Adam?
I don't remember.
I think it's RONG.
RONG. That's right. Way to go, Tony. You got it. That was GLRE. Okay, hold on a second.
Oh, it was close.
You were pretty close. Let's get a chart of GRLE up for you. GRLE. Oh my God, Adam. This is kind of mean. Awesome. Let's go. Look at this.
Oh.
I'm David Einhorn. This is the
worst. $8, $10, $9.31.
$9.31.
Oh,
I'm
man.
David Einhorn. I think Tesla is a short. Oh no. Let's look at Tesla in that time period. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, that's so weird. How did that happen?
What does an inverse look like?
Wait, so this is Greenlight Capital, and this is Tesla. Huh. Well, is that what looking wrong looks like? Okay. Wow, neat. Do you understand why we need to stop putting a Q at the end of Tesla, folks? Do you
Well,
understand
you've
yet? As visual evidence for why you should stop putting a Q at the end of Tesla.
We got Jim Cramer every day suddenly defending Tesla with the most ridiculous.
Oh, he's gone beyond that. Now he's like done with oil.
Yeah,
that's a man talking about fossil fuels. It's like
fossil fuels. I'm done.
Crazy.
Yeah, here's that clip because you brought it up organically. I figured. Here's Jimmy Cramer saying, "You know what? I'm done with oil. I'm done." He's out of XLE, and oddly enough, there is a cell signal in XLE right now. One of those other sectors.
How to get these to play audio because it didn't play last week either.
Yeah,
it's hard to get them to play audio, and you guys being able to hear them, and then
he's got to switch his source back and forth.
Yeah, it's
no biggie. We'll sort it out.
We'll figure it out one of these days, folks. But you know what we'll do? We'll link these in the article and in the video description.
Yeah.
So at least people can watch them that way.
You probably already saw it too. If you're listening to this podcast, you probably already saw it, heard about it.
That's a good point too. But we can do better at least providing some of our sources.
We could do better. We could always do better. But
we're trying to do better as a podcast. But yeah, Jim Cramer, we're in the death knell phase. That's what he said for the energy industry.
He really changed his tune.
Yeah, he really did. It's pretty crazy. I don't like to put a lot of stock in him, but it's pretty cool.
It's not. Yeah. I just think that it's anecdotal.
I wasn't trying to be funny there. I just meant manipulated. He's giving out lots of bad advice and bad ideas.
It is anecdotal evidence. It is nothing to base your decisions on. I agree with that. I will say this.
He's an entertainer.
I will say this, just backing up Jim Cramer with some technical analysis that I noticed. This is XLE. This is that energy industry. This is ExxonMobil, Chevron, all the big integrated oils. Last quarter to end the year, it broke it, and it's been a sell pretty much ever since.
Yeah.
So the level to watch here, if you want to short oil while you're making money off Tesla, which is pretty much awesome, you short it below 55.64 a share. This is an ETF that is a bunch of companies combined. That would be your stop, and you're good to go right now. This is an actionable short.
Seems pretty low risk to me too.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking. I'll pull it out a little bit and show you.
Like, what could you think was going to happen that would make that go up right now?
That's a good point, Tony. But also, this is where it's been, and this is a lot of industries have hit all-time highs in the last year or two. Tech, healthcare, banks. Energy has not. Energy hasn't hit a high since 2014. That was the last time. I think oil got slightly above 100 a barrel.
Yeah.
And then it basically fell off a cliff again. We have a lot of oil. And it's becoming less and less useful because of companies like Tesla. So I think the market, I know people who work in the oil and gas space that have been bearish of integrated oil companies for years, and they've been right. So I don't think that trend's going to end. But yeah, so
banning of plastic bags too.
Yeah, Jim Cramer.
I don't know what percentage of oil gets used in plastic bags.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Petroleum's used in a lot of products other than just vehicles. But if we can move
everybody's going corn.
Yeah.
No more plastic.
So yeah, you have a sell signal though for the quarter. So if you want to beat up on something on these down days, don't short Tesla, short XLE.
Beat that XLE up.
Right?
Because that feels kind of good. Shorting Tesla, probably.
XLE's the people.
Some of that are in the XLE.
You think that the ExxonMobil folks are trying to short Tesla?
It could be.
I don't know.
No one's covered. Who can lose billions and billions of dollars every week?
It's still 28% shorted, right?
I honestly,
around 20%.
You would have to think that these numbers are going to change, because in true Wall Street fashion, the publicly available short interest is usually a 2-week lag.
Okay.
So if I go on, I don't know, I'm going to go on Yahoo Finance. It says that the short percent is down to 13.84%.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's been slashed in half. This is a face ripoff kind of a rally, guys and gal. Like, this is not a. I just have to look at it again because it's glorious. Let's just take a look at this chart. Look at it. Inside quarter, up, and continuation. It's
crazy town.
That does not happen often. So we should all just appreciate it and know that these things don't last forever. But you know what? That move is definitely material, and it's going to create a lot of support. The level to watch is 435 and 31 cents. As long as we're above that, we are good to go. But yeah, wow.
You could pull up the ARK Invest stuff based on.
Yeah, let's. Okay.
Let's take a full LSD trip down.
Holy crap!
The ARK Invest potentialities of Tesla.
Where did I put that ARK Invest?
So probably they're probably the most bullish, right, of all the investment analysts.
Yeah, for sure.
They are
far and away. There's nobody.
Loop Ventures has been quite bullish for years.
Gene Munster over at Loop is one of the original hammers when it came to analyzing Apple back in the day. He had bullish. He was always the high man on the street on Apple. He's now kind of, I think, the most sober person in the room when it comes to analyzing Tesla on Wall Street. Not the retail investors, but on Wall Street.
Yeah.
ARK, I don't know what they're smoking, but I kind of want to hang out with them and see. Or like, I don't know, maybe it's like Vision Quest, that ayahuasca stuff. Like, I don't know what they're doing, but this is pretty crazy. So in their bear case, we all triple our money. Yeah. Basically. $1,500 a share. Sorry, a little less than triple. In their expected value, sorry, and this is 2024.
Yes.
Right, mind you. So
about 5 years. Well, about 5 years maybe, basically, by the end.
Okay. They're explaining why they believe that taking the company private at 420 would have been a terrible idea. I agreed with them at the time, because look where we are now. I think we're all happier that we're at 650 than at 420, not able to participate in the story anymore. And honestly, being a stock, I think, has helped Tesla grow as a brand, because people are getting more wealth from the company, and they're doing what I call the reverse dividend. Yep. Take some of your money and you buy a Tesla with it. You take some of your money and you buy a Tesla hat. Whatever. So their bear case is 1,500. Their expected value is 7,000 a share, which is a 10x return, more than that for us here. That's not that crazy. I understand what they're saying.
That's possible.
That's not that crazy. But then they say their bull case, which they believe is they believe that there is a 25% probability that Tesla could be worth $15,000 per share or more in 2024.
That'd be more than $2 billion. How much would that be?
Do you mean 2 trillion?
2 trillion. Sorry.
So yeah, what is the level where? I don't know what level they're.
I don't know, but the $14,000.
They even go higher than that. They have a golden goose case.
Yes.
And which I think assumes maybe they get a monopoly.
22,000 per share.
The autonomous network is the key. So FSD, completely feature complete, and all Teslas. Basically, no one else rents any other car besides Tesla for autonomous driving.
I mean, if you could have a monopoly on that service and people actually use the service,
so
it could be.
Like, this is how I know they were high when they made this. They have a heading called the struggle bus. I'm telling you, like, these guys are.
They're just good.
I like how nothing goes right and it's still at $750.
That's very optimistic. I have to say that the struggle bus target being $100 above where we are right now, that seems a bit optimistic. Capital markets closed. Nothing goes right for Tesla. No one's willing to provide capital. And the stock stays at 300. Okay. I don't think that seems ridiculous to me.
There's no chance of that happening.
This is stupid. These are two stupid statements, is what I'm saying. Like,
Well, they only give a probability of that at 3%.
They obviously added the golden goose, and they were like, we need to pad the bottom of this, or people are going to think we're totally insane.
I think they're totally insane for including capital markets closed and the stock still being worth anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the most ridiculous thing I can click on this thing. I think the 22,000 target makes more sense than that. So I understand, but we're only assigning a cumulative probability of 4% to it.
Does this even take into account like Tesla controlling like the energy market or something?
Yeah, it doesn't say, right? It doesn't even.
It doesn't even mention Tesla Energy.
We're only talking about cars and autonomous driving.
They're only talking about autonomy. The golden goose. Tesla lowers costs, builds factories efficiency, and launches its autonomous network. 12% chance of happening. $22,000 target.
Great.
I hope so.
Madness.
That would be nice.
What's next in our rundown?
I don't know. What do you do when you're after you take acid? Because that's how I feel right now. We're back to reality.
All right.
Tesla's at $650 a share. We don't know where it's going, and we don't know if they can accomplish that. But I can tell you, if the capital markets close, your Tesla stock is worthless. All stock is worthless because how can you sell your stock? There's no capital markets.
No, I think they're just saying they can't raise money. Or
Private
something.
market.
Yeah, no one's willing to provide capital.
Yes.
How are you worth 300 when no one's willing to give you money?
You could be generating positive cash flows.
It's propositional logic. If no one's willing to give you money, you're worthless.
Well, yeah, we don't know exactly what they meant, but
I don't know. But I want to hang out with them the next time they come up with this stuff. Cars sold. They're providing.
What do they just assume they hit 20 million? Because that's Elon's goal.
No,
they're not going to. Well, by 2024, what 2 million some or something?
They're saying 3.2 million a year in 2020 or for their bear case, and 7.1 for their bull case. And I have to say that 3.2 is still pretty. I think that's pretty optimistic. I hope that if Gigafactory, there must be another Gigafactory by then.
I think they're assuming the autonomous network starts by 2021.
Yeah.
I think by 2021, the cars will probably be quite good, but I don't know if you'll be able to use it like as an autonomous service yet.
Talked about that last week.
Yeah, it's definitely ambitious.
I'm glad. You know what? This would be a good time, I think, to jump over to the conference call.
Elon in that interview talked about they're rewriting Autopilot again.
Yeah, the 3D tagging of situations.
It sounded awesome, but it made me wonder, like, if they're like scrapping it and starting again, does that mean there's going to be a point where it's actually worse again? Like, like when they went from hardware 1 to hardware 2, there was a long period where hardware 2 was actually performing worse.
Yeah, the regression issues are definitely things.
So there's a chance that could happen again.
For sure.
But he was saying once they change it over, it should rapidly improve. But I guess we'll see. There was also, he talked about the Dojo thing there. And the timeline was confusing. Because he said by the end of the year, maybe, but probably next year. But based on the timing of the recording of the video, it was hard to know what he meant.
Yeah, if he meant the end of 2019 or 2020. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is kind of far out. Like,
he wants battery day to be April, right? Is that?
Yeah. He's saying early April, most likely.
Oh. Maybe we'll
so you might not see Dojo operational till like 2021.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded like.
So yeah, it was an investor question. I'll bring it up here. We talked about this last week, and he literally said what I said, and kind of we all agreed to, except for the part about the remote presence network that you're kind of talking about, Tony.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He said there was just a question about FSD retrofitting and stuff. Elon said, God damn it, that basically vehicle sharing would happen before. Sorry, where the hell is it? Autonomy.
I feel like they should just start that as soon as possible because In California, there's such a high density of Teslas.
There we go. He said it straight up. He said car sharing can be done before FSD.
Yes.
Because the guy, it was a very weird, fumbly question, but basically, it's what we were saying. Like,
and it would be good. They should just do it because they get people to download the Tesla app and give their credit card info.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably people that would be more than happy to always drive in an electric car or be driven
and not have to buy one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Like if I had the choice, I would always choose the Tesla network over.
Yeah. Think about the attention that Greta Thunberg, like the airlines are saying that her impact of her saying like I travel as low carbon emission as I can, and this is why. Like the awareness it brought to airlines and all these others, like they're having to do huge marketing pushes to prove that their airline is giving you the option to buy carbon credits or operating as efficiently as possible to not waste energy. Like that's a huge deal. If you could say, hey, I only want to rent cars that are zero emission. Not just
that probably force Uber to offer that option too, like electric homes.
He admittedly backtracked his statement about being feature complete. Someone asked him about what feature complete means. And he's like, our core autopilot software is making progress. It's like, he talked about it. He's like, the apparent progress as seen by consumers will be seen as very rapid, but we're focused on a very strong foundation. They're moving to video training.
Yeah.
That sounded cool.
All 8 cameras simultaneously. Huge leap in labeling efficiency. They're making progress on that. So he's talking about their machine learning algorithm and the neural network.
I didn't understand it exactly, but I felt like maybe the human tags the things in the video once, and then the computer can just carry those tags through the entire video.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah,
and they could probably have it also do some auto labeling.
Yes. I think that's more like it, Adam, is that it's computer vision based. So it's machine learning with computer vision. So you tell the machine this is the stop sign, and then you make it go through a bunch of stop signs, and you check how many stop signs did it miss, and then you have to go back and label it. But I think that they're probably this is why the computer, whatever chip they're going to use, is so important, because there's the amount of calculations that they're going to have to do to get it to work well is going to be crazy. They did show us kind of a video, right?
Yeah.
Let's show that.
And we don't need audio for this.
No, this is just rad. We'll have to leave this on long enough for YouTube to make this.
It's cool how many things it says it sees. Like it calculates for tire spray and wet road and.
Yep.
I tweeted, it's so Terminator. I think James Cameron is probably really proud of himself because he foresaw it looking just like this.
Yeah, it's clearly like there was like some vector-based games back in the day.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that in a lot of ways. I'll play it
again. What you're just saying about the focus on autopilot, right? Like the base feature that's in the cars.
Yes.
Is interesting. So we got the update yesterday, and we were just testing it tonight actually, and it's doing stuff that it hasn't been able to do before. So in the dark, like it kind of dips with blind turns and cars parked on the street without lines.
Wait,
like
so it did the dip with the blind turn?
Yeah, it's handling stuff way better. And
that's like my bugaboo over by my house.
I know, and it's not slowing down as aggressively.
Yeah,
it's still being cautious.
It's taking the turn though,
and it doesn't hit that max. It doesn't hit your max speed, right? If you said it was 35, right? It wasn't.
You mean on 2020.4.1?
It was wet. It was dark. The cameras weren't perfect, and it just slowed down like a reasonable amount. And then as soon as it knew, okay, that's the line, it immediately went back to 35 miles an hour. It was a little bit jarring how quickly it accelerated.
That was 2020.4.1?
Yes.
Sweet.
There's a guy with a dog that just came to the front door,
which was pretty cool.
A minute ago.
I felt like it was rendering crosswalks differently too.
That's weird.
Yeah, there were a couple of visualization differences too. Yeah.
Well, if someone tries to kill me, you guys, you're here.
A man with a dog?
A man with a dog was at our
German
front
Shepherd
door.
Or a tiny poodle?
A little poodle.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I think his dog just came over because he saw the light.
Weird.
But I don't know.
I like that you're monitoring him on the camera.
I will be, yeah. Why wouldn't I? This is that's why I got the thing.
Yeah, we don't need a live murder on the podcast. I don't
know. We get a decent amount of views.
I'm not interested in that.
It would definitely increase our viewership.
I think Shacknews would be bummed.
If we record this enough times, there's a chance we'll catch a live earthquake or something.
Well, I just assumed the other guy would be the one
That's
being murdered because Asif knows he's there.
That's a good point.
Title the episode's Earthquake Cam. In case
Asif gets murdered. The gang watches Asif's murder.
Murder Earthquake Cam. That's the new title of the podcast.
That's just weird. I'm glad that I have a camera on the front, though. So,
aren't you glad we're here live with you? So,
does it record?
Happens, we can...
It does. It recorded the event, but I think it was just a dog that was excited. So, I'm not terrified to leave the office now.
Well, should we talk about my dad's autopilot upgrade situation?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, he's not unique.
He has a 2018 Model 3 all-wheel drive. He got it in September. I think the VIN's in the 60,000s.
September 2018.
And he bought, September 2018. He bought FSD at the time he got the car. I convinced him to do that. Because I was like, even if they never get it perfect, it'll still be cool.
And
you'll
it's
get
all
a free
up in price.
Yeah, and you'll get a computer upgrade.
Yeah.
So, anyway, finally, Tesla's been saying just wait to be contacted.
Yes.
Well, the dirty Tesla guy. You ever watch his videos?
Yeah, I was just about to say, he's always testing and then giving ratings to how his car performs.
Yeah, his videos.
Watch his videos pretty religiously. His stuff is awesome.
He's good. So anyway, he's in Michigan, and he was able to get an upgrade, and his car's newer than my dad's. So I was like, well, contact Tesla about it. But the problem is Toledo's the service center for Michigan. My dad lives very far north, but Toledo's he's like 4.5, 5 hours away from there. That's like not stopping.
Yeah.
So, but Toledo does not show up in his app as one of the places to get service. It's all Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe because the car was delivered from Chicago. Anyway, it's some kind of
far north, yeah.
Because he ended up like calling Cleveland or somewhere in Ohio, and they were like, "Yeah, you gotta schedule it with Toledo." He's like, "I can't." Anyway, eventually, somehow I got like an email address.
Yeah, they have some weird service quirks that way.
Yeah, it's kind of a problem. Anyway, they said it takes about 45 minutes to do the upgrade, but it can take 4 hours to all day to do the software patch or update. So he was wondering what he should do, and usually they give Uber credits.
Yeah, not to northern Michigan from Toledo.
For 5 hours.
5 hours.
Both ways.
The Tesla guy lives an hour and a half away. He actually got a Model X to use.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, your dad should get a loaner.
Yeah, so that's an option, but he might just end up getting a hotel and staying there. But anyway,
I guess, because driving, you still have to drive all the way back.
He asked them to schedule it like a couple months from now because he was hoping the weather is better and he'll maybe just plan a trip to Ohio or something.
I'm very surprised that it's 4 hours for the software swap. I wonder what they're honestly doing. Like, if that's true, we should probably improve some bus speeds somewhere on whatever we're replacing. Like, that makes no sense.
Oh my God. Like the USB?
Yeah, right? So
like,
there's
can we upgrade to, can we have USB-C, Elon, or 3 at least?
Yeah, that's a guy that goes by Engineerix, and he's uncovered quite a few. He services out of warranty Model S's and X's, and also Roadsters, but he's focused on those.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that I met on YouTube, he does all the tech stuff for Rich Rebuilds.
Okay,
he's a pretty cool guy. Not Rich.
The
guy that actually does the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Nice shade being thrown there.
Nice
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. But he's complained about read writes. He's complained about read writes mouse speeds and that kind of stuff. So
I got
I
another
hope they at
funny
least
thing though.
fix the app though, because there's no way for him to select service
Can
at
we
his
hit-
service center because it's not an option.
I'm just gonna keep peppering in interesting things that I saw on the conference call. Elon was talking about battery efficiency while Zach was talking about cost efficiency. Elon's like, you know, we're rapidly approaching 400-mile range on the Model S. The Model S and X have more range than we're currently stating. We just haven't gotten around to EPA re-rating. It's been that way for a while.
I thought that was funny.
I was cracking up. I was like, they're just like, that's like under promise, over deliver right there. They're gonna do an update at some point.
Yeah,
but they must not be that worried about demand of the S and the X if they're not even like willing to take the time to
They don't care.
The car's so far ahead from
like,
an energy density perspective. The car's so far ahead they don't even care.
So then, Adam Jonas, you'll notice that I highlight this saying question Q&A from Wall Street Jaboofers began. Adam Jonas, he led off by saying that the retail investors had excellent questions. After Elon also said,
especially in comparison, he does that and then asks the dumbest question.
What is the potential for Tesla cars and Starlink terminals? And then he wastes 5 minutes talking about that.
Everybody knows this.
That question's been answered at least once, if not 2 or 3 times on previous calls.
And then Dan from, I don't know, Wolf something or other. I just called him Wolf. I was really, you could go back and read this. I call all of them names. Except for Gene Munster. Actually, I give him a nickname. CapEx guidance question, long-term guidance for CapEx. And then Elon just goes, I don't think we want to tell you what our CapEx will be this year. Which, in my mind, that sounds like it's going to be very large because they need to do a bunch of capital outlays to get more factories in there, to get the supply chain spun up.
Yeah. Germany, man, those employees aren't cheap.
I'm not talking about Germany. I'm talking like they have to do.
They also have to prepare for the semi somewhere.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Adam.
Semi's already been pushed.
He said this is part of the reason why. Yeah. Okay. So let's jump to Gene Munster's question. He congratulates them on the core. He says, "How many of these Cybertrucks can you make?" Elon goes, "Demand is far more than we can reasonably make in the space of 3 to 4 years." That rules, by the way. We are focused on increasing battery production capacity. We need more batteries to produce more vehicles. That is part of why we have not accelerated production for the Tesla Semi. So he specifically said this, and this was, to me, the most important thing from an investor standpoint on the call, is that they would be selling more vehicles today if they could. They can't.
Yeah.
This is a problem. He will solve it, but this is a problem that could hurt an ARK Invest target. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, because
it could delay how you get to that ridiculous target that they have. It could
they have the internal goal of growing what they said it on the call. Like
he said 50%. He wants 50% revenue growth. Is what they're or maybe compounded annual growth rate.
Yeah, you'd have to probably look over multiple years because it would depend on the cycle of.
He's saying that that's what they're trying to target on the long term is 50% revenue growth, which is great.
Yeah, like, that's awesome.
That's outstanding growth, and it's the challenge from the call. And I have to give Zach credit, the CFO. He kind of came into his own on this call with really explaining how 2018 and 2019. They learned a lot from the mistakes they made. And when they went to China, they didn't make those same mistakes. And it turned out really well.
Very efficient.
Yeah. The fascinating thing about China is that the margins are almost going to be identical with Fremont because Chinese people are not buying anything fancy. They're buying the bottom of the barrel Model 3. That's what they want. They want basic,
without FSD currently.
With no FSD, and that's where the margin hit comes. The margins would be great in China if they were selling FSDs, but they're not. So I thought that was interesting, is that there is no margin expansion occurring here. The margins are pretty much going to be the same on both plants right now until FSD becomes a bigger deal in both places, but definitely over in China. But when when we go to Germany, we'll see what that mix shift looks like too. But I thought that was interesting, and
Well, at some point, they might just turn FSD into a subscription. Like for people that can't afford $7,000, I could see them doing something, charging.
Or let people finance it, yeah. There's
so he goes, Elon just goes on to say, we need a steep ramp in battery production, very fundamental to the problems of the company.
Battery constraint.
Extremely difficult. Said battery day in April 2020, go through what the challenges are, how, and then how do you get from here, this is what he said, how do you get from here to making a couple thousand gigawatts a year?
Yeah.
That's it. That's the question. And he's going to try to answer that. He's going to try to explain that. But to me, it's not like, oh my God, the Porsche Taycan's coming for us. Oh my God, GM's going to make a car.
Not one word about competition. There's no point.
We can't make enough cars. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's why I haven't come up with the target yet. I think that after battery day, maybe I'll have more clarity as to what the actual ramp will look like. Because when you look at any Tesla product ramp or car vehicle ramp, it's like an S curve, and they do have a plateau at some point, and then they do another S. Every time they're ramping is when the capex goes up. This is different. This is not a product. This is the input to their products. So this is a very long-term thing that's going to be happening at the company. And we do need clarity of it. And I don't necessarily think, I've seen people say that we're definitely going to go up on battery day. Maybe it'll be a sell-off because clarity will come. We right now have uncertainty. Once we have certainty, maybe there will be a re-rating of the stock price. So I just think before people think like it's all going to be great, we have to figure out how they're going to pay for it, how they're going to get there. And then Gene also asked, and I thought this was like a question for Adam. He wanted a high-density passenger vehicle. And I was like, that sounds like what Adam wants. Like the cyber van, right?
Yeah.
And Elon goes, minivan, we have to scale battery production to crazy levels that people cannot fathom today. That was his response, was we have to scale, and I think this is like, I wanted to run a headline on this, I still might. We have to scale battery production to crazy levels that people cannot fathom today. Yeah. When I hear the CEO of a company tell me that, like one of his inputs is severely constrained and making enough to get to where they need to go is their biggest challenge. I pay attention. I think that's like super important to note. It was the most important thing on the call. And Gene had a good question that led to that. But what a bummer. Like Cybertruck is constrained because of this.
Yeah.
So you'll have to wait.
It's interesting that, it's everything is to what degree. I'm sure that, like you're saying, you're going to get some clarity on battery day, but how much will you really get? It's going to be hard to tell. But, they're already trying to use less of all the materials to make better and more batteries, so more efficient.
Well, they're going to get rid of modules, they said in that.
Yeah, and they're already using less cobalt and less lithium than all the other manufacturers of batteries. So they're like, we're already at the top. We're already maximizing how many we can make at that level. It's probably going to be pretty frustrating, I think, talking about battery day. But
so Max, he went on to talk at the very end. Someone asked about the Maxwell technology.
Yeah, Ibar and Maxwell,
and the capacitor dry cell. Elon's like, we'll talk about it at battery day. And I go, battery day is going to be lit. It blows my mind, and I know it. He's like, he already knows what it is, and it still blows his mind. So I do think that maybe there is a breakthrough here, and then that's going to be one of those things where I'm not saying Tesla's proprietary, but Tesla's pretty proprietary in some respects when it comes to their tech. This could be a huge competitive advantage.
Yeah.
And then if they scale this battery tech faster than everyone else, it could be another one of those, how they have a 5-year lead? This could be a 10-year lead all of a sudden.
Yeah, super
And
great.
then...
Well, no one's going to scale batteries probably at the rate they will.
No one is. Because they're... Tony, you were in that thread with me on the chatty, where I was like, look, you have the competitors, right? The competitors, as they call them, they're debt laden. They are capital intensive. They're invested in factories that build ICE cars. they're not going to be able to just flip a switch and become EV.
Giant, slow-moving monoliths.
Yeah, and why does anyone think that GM is a threat to anything other than going bankrupt again?
It's just people that don't know. They don't know anything.
The other thing is,
they believe
LG and CATL and stuff might scale factories, but currently the competitors' cars don't sell, so that's like high risk for the battery manufacturers.
Yeah, e-tron.
They're like, are you guys even going to be able to sell cars?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you haven't demonstrated that yet.
And we didn't really mention it, but Model Y had a schedule. Come on, how often does that happen in Elon world?
Oh, I really wish he would have explained how they increased the range 35 miles, because that's big.
I'm sure they will at battery day. But yeah, 350 miles now.
There's a rumor that it has a new heating system that's way more efficient, which I hope is true.
We'll have to have a pizza party on battery day.
Pizza party.
Or a Swenson's party.
Swenson's party.
Well, someone will tear it down. I want to know if it has a new battery pack design, because it's supposed to be 75% Model 3 parts, so presumably the pack is the same. But something is a huge improvement, so that's sweet.
It could be drivetrain, I think. I want to say it was drivetrain, Adam.
Because speaking of batteries, Tesla's already way more efficient than the competition. So if they found another way to increase that again,
here it is.
500
get a lot more vehicles out of the number of batteries they produce.
Kilowatts per pound.
An analyst asked him about the powertrain tech, and he goes, Elon goes, our powertrain is pretty damn good. Touts Tesla powertrain versus Taycan with similar battery pack, the efficiencies. Said, how could you lower the cost of the powertrain? Said, Tesla is about hard. Elon goes, Tesla is all about hardcore engineering. They said, he did point out it was right around the same question as the increased range in the Model Y. He just pointed out the powertrain technology. So I want to say maybe that was part of it, Adam, is that they figured out something in between the 3 and the Y with the powertrain. And maybe they'll flip a switch where the powertrain in the new 3s will have it too.
Yeah, we might see 3s get an increase.
Like a 3 revision.
Why did someone ask that? Are you going to increase the range on the 3?
Yeah, that would have been... Are you going to put this efficiency into the 3 since it's the same platform? Which they will. It'll probably be a really cool announcement when it does, and it's going to drive demand for the 3. And it makes sense. Don't iterate on the S and the X at all. Don't worry about the Semi. Get the 3 and the Y out the door as fast as you can.
Yeah.
I think that's what
they did say. Was it in the conference call or on the interview where he said the Plaid powertrain is like alien technology?
Yeah, it was.
That was on the podcast.
Speaking of Plaid, Adam was our big winner.
Yeah. Woo! Congratulations. I think we mentioned that at the beginning. But yeah, if you made it this far, you did not win that shirt. Congratulations.
Oh man, we need a new prize. Yeah. Oh, so there were 2 things released on the toy front. The Matchbox Tesla semi-truck that comes with a Model S.
But it's the old designed S, which is weird.
Yeah, but it's still, it looks cool for a usable toy truck. And then there is a gray Hot Wheels Model 3 now, in addition to the white and red. So don't tell Mila. Let's let her find one at the store and get to experience
the
finding
midnight gray or the gray that they quit making.
I think it's the midnight gray. I saw several people post them on Twitter. It looked very exciting as a Hot Wheel fan.
I guess, most people already know the results, but
we should talk about that tweet that the woman who posted that tweet that got a lot of attention regarding
Tesla being
ponytail holes.
We can have Sarah go on a rant.
Let me see if I can find. It is late.
Yeah, I talked a lot last time. I had a lot of feelings.
Oh, you did?
We should at least talk about ponytail holes.
I don't even know where the tweet is, but
it is true.
Yeah, so basically,
I have to wear my hair down if I'm driving or in a long car ride because I get a headache, or I have to have my head turned, or I'm like this. So this is why we do top knots, ladies, because then it doesn't touch the back of the thing. But just general ergonomics being tested for men and male-shaped test dummies that are bigger than women and are not pregnant and don't have female anatomy. The only thing, I feel like that's a general car industry thing.
Yeah.
I don't notice it as much in Tesla. I feel like things are a little more nuanced and fit me better.
It's also more minimal. So there's
yeah,
like,
the seatbelt drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I put it at the lowest thing and it's still like
here.
I have a mark on my neck if I'm like driving for a long time. But that's really the only thing that's like size wise, because I'm small, that like really bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
You get a booster seat.
I don't need it, but yeah.
Or actually, there's a
yeah, the seat is.
She's
I tried to put it
the
up.
seat at the.
There's like a belt. I bought one for Emma. It clips onto the seat belt and pulls it down.
Pins it
away
over.
from the
Yeah.
neck. It's just like clips here and here.
Yeah.
And supposedly it's safe enough to replace like a booster seat.
Yeah.
You could use.
Yeah, I should get.
Costco in Japan was selling a 2-pack for like $20-some.
Oh, nice. My mom uses like a chip clip in her car.
Yeah.
And in an accident, it just flies off. She tested this. So it was fine. But,
Supposedly would not fly off. It would actually probably feel more comfortable though, because that's literally solves that issue.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. I'm trying to
so
think what
hard
else
to-
was in her tweet that she was
Yeah.
ranting about. She was complaining about female engineers, which I feel like is not that big of an issue anymore. I feel like getting female engineers and pushing STEM.
But she didn't
skills,
provide any
that is
statistics to
big.
say this was
Yeah, I
even
know.
true.
And well, it felt
Yeah,
like a
it's kind
general
of-
automotive thing and not really about Tesla. She was just kind of taking it out on Tesla for some reason. But
Because Tesla was up and it was the.
I guess I
It
don't know,
just
if she
felt like-
has-
It gets more attention, maybe.
Yeah, it's like everyone's. I think it's easy if you're disenfranchised in any way, and you see this stock that's going up a bunch, and you don't have any money in it, and you're just watching everyone like praising this guy, and it's a guy in charge, and
yeah,
the cars in general are associated with men. You know, like
Yeah.
it's like it's an easy target. I agree with a lot of the general things that are wrong with the auto industry, but I
Right.
also think that like speaking to the interior of the Tesla, it's gotten so much better since the S.
oh for sure.
My S interior sucks compared to the X and
Yeah.
compared to your 3. I thought the 3 is super
Yeah, it's
well
great.
designed, and I like
That's
the
good.
But then again, I'm huge. I'm like 6'4" and big dude. You know, so like I'm not.
Comfortable for me too. Like I don't find issues with it aside from the seatbelt.
It's
The other
funny
thing
'cause-
she said is that the culture around Tesla is very fanboy and very male dominated, which maybe because I like went out and looked to find like female Tesla people that are out there blogging and talking. But I find that there's a good amount of them and it's pretty diverse. So
Yeah.
I didn't really find that didn't resonate with me at all with my
I will-
experience. So I
I'll
don't-
just say, as
I
a
don't
guy
know.
who runs an internet forum, there's a lot of dudes who like Tesla,
for sure.
but there's a lot of people
Yeah,
that like
but-
Tesla.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like it's just the internet is, there's a lot of people.
Yeah, but it's a car and
I
it's
guess there's
tech and
a
it's
lot of
from
Tesla kids
Silicon
that are
Valley. This is all
Right.
predominantly male.
The whole point that Silicon Valley is a boys club is very true.
Yeah, it totally is.
I
but-
think that I would come back to her with just one thing about Tesla specifically. The chairwoman of the board at Tesla it is a female, Kathleen Wilson Thompson. Yeah, so Elon, or no, she's the chairman, right?
yeah.
So like there are so many boards of directors in Silicon Valley that don't have any women or any minorities at all.
Right.
So for Elon to step down as chairman and put a woman there, it at least is something when it comes to
Right.
corporate governance.
Right.
But
Yeah. You know what'll be interesting is when Elon supposedly has this daughter, right?
Mhm.
Maybe he'll start thinking about Because he designed the Model S specifically to transport his kids.
It was for himself and his family.
Right? So it could fit 7 people in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he will start thinking about that more. I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah.
But it's possible.
I also think that when the Y comes out, that's going to be that might change some of the demographics. Like I think women are going to
dead right.
Y.
You are so dead right.
That might change the
it's
culture.
It's like a mom mobile.
It's going to grow. So,
it's like the perfect mom mobile.
Yeah, I want
it. Yeah, I really think it'd be perfect.
So it's like it needs to appeal to women. It needs to have things that women expect in a vehicle. Yeah. And I hope they're paying attention to that, because some of their interiors are too minimal and ignore things that creature comforts that you need in a car.
Right.
And like early on, I can just tell you the Model S experience in the interior was far inferior to the Model S like 2 years later. You know? So I do think that they will iterate. And like Elon has shown, when someone reaches out to him about a problem with the car or the company, he cares. He's going to work on it. So I think
that not functioning properly.
Yeah, user testing is a big thing for him, I think. Like he wants people to give him feedback. And
they're not afraid to iterate. Right. They're not afraid to be like, okay, we screwed this up. We're going to put this
making it better.
Yeah.
And also around here, I feel like I see more and more Teslas on the road now. Mm-hmm. And I would say at least half of them are women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, I would say S's are men. A lot of X's are women. And
I see a lot of women driving them.
Threes are
probably I see more. I see mostly Model X's for some reason, and it's usually a woman driver.
I feel like a lot of the X's are like mom mobiles because it's like the only option that's got like room.
You know what I saw today on the roads of Canton?
What?
An I-8.
Oh, really? No way!
Yeah.
Wow.
I was on Dressler.
The world's most useless hybrid.
I was like, I gave him a little nod. I was like, hi. Because, you know.
No, I wouldn't give him a nod.
You know what, Tony? I love all electric vehicles, even the crappiest.
It's not electric, it's a hybrid.
It's not electric, it's a hybrid.
Hey.
It's still cutting back.
Hey, at least they're helping a little bit.
No.
It's a horrible car. It's the worst
I'm done with that argument. I'm done with that argument. I'm done with all
the people. You can buy 2 Model 3s.
No, I'm not arguing the merits of a hybrid vehicle. I'm just saying, like, the spirit that they had when they bought that car.
If every car in the world turned into a hybrid right now, we'd be in the same climate crisis.
I hear that.
No more hybrids. I don't want to hear these arguments anymore. Oh, it's great that Ford came out with a vehicle that's a Mustang.
No, let's get everyone off of fossil fuel. I'm not saying that like fossil fuel's great. I'm just saying that at least that person who bought that crappy i8, they're gonna buy a Tesla next time.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Probably.
It's a gateway drug.
It's a gateway drug. The Prius sucks.
And there's a lot of like hybrid minivans I see around here, and people like plug them in their driveways.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying, Tony.
Because there is no electric minivan.
If you have like a 40-mile...
It's annoying that there isn't.
If you have a 40-mile charge and you're a plug-in hybrid car, you can basically live just on electricity. Like, I could. I don't need more than 40 miles in a day most of the time.
Yeah, if I could plug in the car, I would be almost always electric. Because right now, it says it's 60% operating as an EV because I specifically drive it in a way that, like, maximizes its efficiency.
Yep.
So, yeah, I guess I don't know. There's the actual financial report, which we didn't really talk about. Tesla.
It's good.
No, I want to point out a couple of things.
We done good.
Tesla does not need to raise capital. They do not foresee that they are going to need to raise capital. They think that they will be cash flow positive in all quarters going forward. They did
put a caveat with the introduction of new products.
They did put a caveat about the R&D ramp surrounding ramps of production of new products. Which, when I hear about Battery Day, I hear about they're going to need to spend a butt ton of money at some point. So there's going to be a quarter in there where they lose money. But when they're not ramping, which I doubt we're not going to see that for a while, but when they aren't ramping, it's a profitable company. When they are ramping, they're going to need to spend money. They have $6.3 billion of cash, up $930 million. lease accounting is creating something very similar to what we saw in the iPhone subsidy days. Revenue recognition for leased Tesla vehicles does not happen all at once. So you're going to have this snowball effect where every quarter they're still recognizing revenue from that lease.
Yeah.
As leases become a larger part.
Starting in when is it? March, April? Starting in April, you got the premium connectivity package, $9.99 a month from all those people.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they upped the range on the Model Y. They had positive operating income of $359 million.
Can you show the PDF?
Yeah.
Pretty.
Tesla.
All that beautiful bean footage.
Relations. Here we go. Tesla update, Q4 update.
What else was there? What else were we going to talk about? There was something else.
Dojo? We
talked
about
Dojo. We talked about Dojo. We talked about Hot Wheels.
Yeah, we
talked about 315 miles of range on the Y.
So yeah, actually, auto revenues barely grew. If you look at that year over year in the quarter.
Yeah.
Well, that's because before it was all high-end Model 3s and it was like performance cars.
Yeah, the margins dipped because they did what they always do when they launch a new Tesla. They sell the most expensive ones first, and then they get
more
to everyone.
Expensive back then. They sold S and X were more expensive a year ago too, I think.
So you have net cash positive, net income positive, revenue growth. Yeah, it was an essentially flat 2019 for their gross profit number. They are trading at a very high price to earnings multiple, I will say. But I don't think price to earnings is the metric to look at them by. Model S and X production were down year over year, but it doesn't really.
They were up quarterly though.
Yes, they were up sequentially.
Which is interesting.
Actually, every quarter they were.
It's been going up, and it's surprising because I thought people would be holding off for Plaid.
I think what we're seeing here between quarter 4 of 18 and quarter 1 of 2019 was that fall off in the tax credit. I know I bought a Model X in quarter 4 of 2018 because I had a tax credit.
Yep.
So that was that they pulled the rug out from under them, and at the same time they had to raise cash so they could execute on the ramp. So the stock, that's when the stock really took a hit. But yeah, it shows that there's still demand for S and X.
That's when we all should have bought a lot more.
Mm-hmm. Whatever. You can't be worried. Oh yeah, this was a good chart. They're showing their potential capacity at the end of the year and by mid-year. Model 3 and Model Y capacity at Fremont will extend to 500,000 by mid-2020. By the end of 2020, they will be making more car. They will have a run rate that will be a record for the NUMMI plant. Better than anyone had ever done there. So that's pretty outstanding.
Yeah. And those were Econobox cars being pumped out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, volume.
And a lot of it was not like Tesla makes a lot of the components on site, and NUMMI wasn't doing that.
Elon did talk about the solar progress a little bit. He said that, because the laws in California for new construction require solar roofs.
Yeah.
There's going to be demand, but where's the supply? I think it's just.
You guys see the videos of the installs? There's been a couple of them at least.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you see that website the guy made? Solarroof.cool or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
No.
It's good. You should pull it up.
Solarroof.cool?
I think it's something like that. I know it's .cool.
It's the important part.
We need a .cool. You got any .cools?
I do not have any .cools.
Is that what it is?
I got contentcreator.tv.
It is solarroof.cool.
Nice.
Solarroof.cool.
Mine like steel trap.
Okay, I'm going there.
It's got pictures of it.
The Tesla solar roof is real. This is the one guy who has it installed?
No, there's 2 people now.
Okay.
There's two that have it.
There are dozens of us. Dozens.
don't think he has one. He bought it.
Yeah.
This is a version 3.
That's cool.
Interesting.
That's
Solar
fun. Oh, we should talk about
roof.com.
that's what I was going to talk about. I remembered. We are now paying 43% less than we were paying for coal and nuclear-based electricity.
What the hell?
In our house.
It's
Yeah.
cheaper?
Or
Green energy is cheaper?
43% cheaper.
Wait. It's
We changed-
cheaper?
We changed our electricity supplier. I told you
Wait,
guys
no. Hold on.
the Clean Choice Energy, a company out of DC.
Can I do this?
Yes, we were paying
Yes, you
North
can.
American Power, who is the default for Hamilton in Cincinnati, Ohio, through Duke Energy. And we swapped it. Now, so I waited a few months. I didn't want to be like, oh my gosh, this is significantly cheaper. I can't even believe this. There aren't like hidden fees or anything they're going to hit us with. But I wanted to wait to make sure so I didn't like tweet a bunch of stuff and then be creating my own FUD, shooting it out into the world. So I waited. I have gone over the bills multiple times for 3 months now, and I'm like, this is crazy. It's 43% less for 100% renewable. It's 99% wind, 1% solar, and we pay 43% less per kilowatt hour for that energy than we did with our Duke supplier, who was North American Power.
So I can do this?
So you can do that. Your bill will be lower, and you'll be charging your cars off 100% renewable.
Yeah, I want to do this.
Is this an Ohio only thing or people in any state?
No, they're all
The
over the
suppliers
place.
out of DC, I don't even know how it's an option to me or what they do.
Yeah, wait. What's
Kind
it
of
called?
back
Clean
end
Choice
dealing.
Power?
Yeah, Clean Choice,
Clean Choice Energy.
All of their website.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. And all you do, and I've had people DM me since I tweeted that, and they're like, I have a solar roof. I live down the street. And how is this possible? How can you even do that? I'm like, you literally click top right corner right there.
Make the switch.
Make the switch, and they give you everything you need. It's either an email or you can receive something in the mail, and they give you all the information you need if it's available in your area.
I don't have it, Tony.
Coming soon.
Told you.
Can't in
Yeah.
Ohio.
Canton, Ohio, man. We love
Sorry.
burning coal up.
Sorry, Ken.
Believe me, if I could, I would. I really would.
Yeah,
but
it's
Keep
very
it
cool.
checking.
is-
And it's a cool company. They have a pretty active Twitter. They tweet at me.
That's neat.
There's a lot of FUD about them though. Like
Oh, there's
people
tons.
always ask.
I
they'll
started a
post
huge
on groups
thread.
I'm on. They're
Yeah.
always like, "Oh no, it's a scam."
Everybody thinks it's a scam. I started a thread on
I
Nextdoor
always comment,
asking
like,
actually.
it's not a scam. It's awesome.
3 months ago, I was like, "Is this a scam?" Because it seems too good to be true. And a bunch of people were like, "It is a scam," and other people were like, "No, it's awesome. I use it right now." So then I read up more on it, and I was like, "I'm just gonna try it because there's no other way to really know."
And then once the power stayed on, you're like, it's not a scam. Then you got the bill. You're like, wait a second.
Dude, they're awesome. They're super
How can that? Wow, that's just fascinating to me. That like, it's clearly proof that clean energy can work, and will actually save.
cheaper.
It'll
Definitely.
save.
Wind energy is the cheapest.
Like,
form
think
of
about the
energy.
order of magnitude of like savings here, because you're saving money on your energy, but then you're also the Model 3 is so much more efficient than the ICE car.
I pay less than $2 if the car is below 100 miles charged to charge it back to full.
That's amazing.
It's crazy. It's totally crazy.
Yeah.
7
So I
cents.
kind of agree
7
that.
cents a kilowatt
Do I
hour.
need to pull up that chart of XLE again to hammer it into
Yeah.
people's heads? Because like
Maybe you
that's
should. Maybe you should. There was a lot of news this week about the Ionity chargers that came online over in Europe. And I think the conversion was they were charging people, I want to say 70 cents per kilowatt hour. They were basically charging, I think someone calculated 130% more than a Tesla supercharger for a long range trip at these Ionity chargers. And people were like losing their minds in Europe. Like, how dare you? Like, clearly, I mean, Ionity is paid for by, it's a joint venture between Daimler and BMW and Volkswagen and Kia and Hyundai, right? And Ford. And they're basically like putting these chargers in just to show you that it's that electric power produced at these stations, which isn't renewable, it's just coal energy, is too expensive. They're basically like creating their own storyline about how electric will never take over
Super shocking.
by inflating the prices at which they are pretending they could sell the electricity at.
Yep.
Like they could be charging as much as we're paying for this energy supplier.
Right.
For
I'm
renewable.
jealous.
But instead, because it's Europe, they already have a lot more renewable mix than we do, except for like Texas and a couple specific states in the U.S.
But gas is really expensive over there too. So to like make it even more
exactly, they're just making it look less attractive.
Yeah.
Like they're creating their own storyline for why electric cars can't be a viable option.
Well, we could talk about the Super Bowl
Fun manufacturing. It's ridiculous.
Commercials.
Oh, Super Bowl?
Well, there's the Taycan commercial, and there's
what?
Yeah,
there's one other one.
Is Idris Elba gonna be there?
Maybe Audi.
Is
Someone
the
else has a
Mustang?
commercial.
That's Ford with the Mustang. Yeah, he's got Adrian.
Is Idris Elba gonna be there?
I don't know, but I hope.
No.
I mean, Ionity's such a scam. It's crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Detroit
But
Choir.
maybe these Super Bowl EV commercials just help Tesla.
Yeah, because they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's like Tesla."
I'm
But
sure-
Tesla.
You're like, oh yeah.
I know that. That's Tesla,
Like,
right?
what is this EV? And they'll Google EV, and then everyone will be 8 billion Tesla YouTube videos.
There we go. I just need to pull this up. This will be a good image to end on. Tesla Q equals
Ransom Italian.
Oh wait, no, what happened?
I thought that was gonna be it.
Yeah, it was. Damn it.
Okay.
I had it and then it was gone. There it is. I have to give it back to you. 1 second. Sorry, technical difficulties. Ransom Italian. There it is. Who could have seen this coming? If only there was a podcast that told you to buy this stock at the end of last year. If only there was someone warning you stupid shorts to not short this stock.
I have a bite that's better than Ransom Italian.
Should send that to my Italian family.
Sarah, have you seen this actual clip?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's great. I'll have to track it down for you. This guy's on a cooking show, and this lady puts like cream in some Italian dish that you never put cream in.
You'd love it. He goes crazy.
And he just goes off. He's like,
that's fantastic.
And like
this is why you can't. I mean, I hear that at your.
He's like, this is what is wrong with this country.
I mean, I've heard those words exactly word for word from my family multiple times. All right, wait, I got a different one, and we'll get audio too.
Okay. Hold on. Let me drop out from there. There you go. Yep.
There it is.
So that he thinks he's speaking English there. He's singing an English song.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was not aware.
I got from that.
I did not.
I thought I did something wrong to upset him.
The whole thing.
I thought he was angry. But anyway.
He was singing Merry Christmas, actually.
This is the equation for you jaboofers in the back. Right there. Just leave that up there for a little bit. Make that the thumbnail.
Yeah, that's great.
RONG.
That's what we're calling them. Whenever you see them, I'm just going to Dikembe Mutombo them out of my mentions with that. You can't be at 650 a share and acting like you're calling a bankruptcy here. No. That time is over.
To hear that.
What's our contest going to be this week?
I don't know. I usually just tell them to type a word and then that's it. I congratulate them with a GIF. You guys have like stuff.
Clearly, the advanced research project that we gave was too challenging.
Your advanced research project, I guess, tweet that I was holding a Nintendo Switch Pro controller at me, and I will send you a GIF of me at the Cleveland Indians game. That's mine.
All right.
Oh, okay.
That's just I put games in my podcast to see if people made it to the end. You're trying to like incentivize them. But I think we tantalize them with the potential of a giveaway. We mention it at the end, and then they have to tune in next week to see if there's a giveaway.
Oh.
Yeah. If we find one of those silver...
if we find a gray Model 3, Hot Wheels, maybe.
If we find two, then we'll give you one.
We hoard them. We hoard them like crazy.
Pry it out of Mila's cold.
Where do you put them?
Where do we put them?
I don't know. Like, I haven't seen the guy that was at the front door in at least 50 minutes, so I'm probably safe, right?
Oh, good. Yeah, you're good.
I'm not gonna die.
You're fine.
So you've been putting off ending the podcast so you don't have to leave?
That's why it's not ending it.
I'm like, so what else can we talk about? No, it's fine.
To answer your question, we keep a box in the trunk. We keep at least 4 in the glove box.
Mm-hmm.
And
then do you give them to people? What do you do with them?
Anybody that goes for a ride in the car gets a Hot Wheels. That's just
wow. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, they're evangelists.
We are.
It's
like
that's what happens
every time you ride with Tony.
I go, listen.
I do more test drives than he does.
We're trying to save the environment. Here,
how many have you sold?
Asian-made plastic car made of petroleum. What?
I have a lot of people interested in the Y.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Y is going to be.
Have you done Turo or Lyft or Uber or anything?
Okay, so I re-upped the Lyft, but I still haven't provided a ride to anyone yet. So that's still something that I want to do.
I do have, since we started with Swenson's, I want to circle back to Swenson's. I was at Swenson's, and I go there a lot. I live half a mile away from there. I love it.
I would too.
Even if I live many miles away, we go a lot.
You understand. You all understand. And this this young lady who works there had never seen the Model X before.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Oh man, what do you think of the Tesla?" And I this was the day of the earnings. Actually, that's how I celebrated earnings. I had Swenson's for dinner, right? So I was like, "Yeah, this car's like super over-engineered." I was talking about the X. I'm like, "Here's the windshield," and I'm like, "The doors open," and I'm like, "I got these really dumb doors in the back." She's like, "They don't look stupid," and I'm like, "Have you ever seen them open?" She's like, "No." I opened it up. It was like freaking aliens landing.
Oh yeah.
She was just freaking out. I was like, yeah, this car, this product, and the company, it has some wow factor that is people who don't like Elon Musk or don't like electric vehicles or have preconceptions about them are going to hate this company, but the product inspires joy in people, and that is hard to value. I think that's going to be the thing that if they keep that magic, this company can get to ARK Invest targets, but not in 2024 in my opinion.
We'll keep it as long as Elon's there. Right?
I mean, yes, he is kind of the Willy Wonka, Steve Jobs of this company.
Yeah.
And that is the risk of investing in these companies when you have an idea man. One thing I'll say about Elon, though, he's been very transparent about his plan this whole time, and it's very laid out. So he's kind of got the company in a really good place right now. So look at what Tim Cook did when Steve Jobs died. The stock is up 200% from when Steve Jobs died. So it's not like the company suddenly becomes unviable. You clearly lose the guy who wouldn't put a notch at the top of the phone or ruin the keyboard in the MacBook Pro. But yeah, I think that's another risk. But to me, after that earnings, the biggest risk to the company is they don't have enough batteries to make the cars.
Yeah.
That's it. That was my biggest takeaway from it. And that's going to be a challenge for them. That's going to be a source of capital expenditures. That's going to be the risk. Like there might be a quarter, and the TSLAQs are going to come out of the woodwork when that happens. Yeah. Tesla lost money again. He said they never would.
And they only have $10 billion right now.
Yeah, they only have $10 billion in cash. What are they going to do? They're going to have to raise equity. Like, they were very flippant with anyone who asked them about raising equity on that call. It was like, no, we don't need to do it. We don't need to do it. Elon's like, why would I dilute my shareholders to pay off debt?
Yeah.
He said that on the conference call. I was like,
Bro.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, they do not.
Pro statement right there.
They needed to do it last year to get to where they are now. But what a great bet. And anyone who bought that secondary is up. Every single secondary they've ever done.
Well, Elon bought a lot of shares then.
And he bought it himself. But I'm saying, like, every secondary they've ever done, you're up on it. So, yes, it's dilutive to earnings per share. I already said earnings per share is not the story. Earnings per share at Tesla will be a story in, like, 2030. That's when we start talking about EPS at Tesla.
If we're still here.
My model has us surviving till 2030. but I have not come up with a target. I think the biggest constraint to me being able to opine on where the stock is going has to do with where's the money coming from to finance the battery project, and how fast can they scale that. That to me is, I think that the Tesla bulls are ignoring that. Like, Elon's giving us a warning, I think, not a all things are clear. You know, that did not sound like all systems go. That sounds like, holy crap, I need a lot more batteries.
The battery day got delayed till April. Because originally, you keep pushing it back, right? I think originally it was supposed to be at the end of 2019. Then it was early 2020. Now it's April, probably.
Yeah.
Now people are pushing for 420 to be Battery Investor Day.
Because Elon's birthday is 69 days after 420. That's the meme.
When you just said that your model has us going to 2030, I actually thought you were flexing that you have bioweapon defense mode in your car, and we don't. I thought that's actually what you were doing.
Oh yeah, I do.
I thought you were just flexing that feature on us.
Oh, we didn't talk about coronavirus, did we?
No, we didn't. The coronavirus is going to shut down the Tesla factory for at least a week and a half. That is going to hurt sales in the first quarter. But you know what? That's better than people puking up and dying in a factory.
And they were early, so don't even sweat it.
That's a good point.
Early production. Everybody calm down. Stop changing those targets, all right?
Paid vacation.
Yeah. Paid vacation, or you stay in your house and order everything.
I think the guidance that they're going to hit 500,000 cars in this year is very bullish. And that was the best news on the call. Adam, do you remember the first time we came up with our targets for this company and we sat there, we're like, man, if they get to 20,000 deliveries, the stock's going to go to like $200, right?
Yeah.
And that was it. That was like the year 2012 in Denver.
Well, they already have like 12,000 pre-orders, and the car's not coming out for like
a year and a half. And we're like, man, if they just sell 20,000 cars,
they already had 12,000 pre-orders.
All they need was 20,000 cars. Was it?
That's what it was all about. Pre-orders. Remember, it was just so much pre-order talk. That's so cool.
So now the fact that they can say we're comfortably going to ship 500,000 vehicles in a year, it's outstanding news. So long term, this was a great quarter. But I definitely saw something and I was like, I don't know about that. I think that there might be a problem, and it might not be. We might be pricing in a very rosy picture for 2020 right now.
There could be an earthquake in Fremont.
Yeah, those are that could happen, But I'm thinking more like stock market related. I think that the market could go lower, and that could drive Tesla lower, and that would be a good opportunity to buy it.
Does having a dictator make the market go up or down?
You mean Donald Trump?
Yeah. He's not.
We're at the end of the podcast, so we can talk about this. Having Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is president. Edit it out, or is it going to be in?
I don't know. I'm just saying. He asked me if the stock market. Do I think the stock market will go up if Donald Trump wins? Yes, I do. Do I think Donald Trump will win?
No, I don't. Talking about winning or losing.
Clearly, the stock market likes him.
Even if he loses, he's gonna stay.
He's gonna stay.
No.
It's obvious.
No. Yeah. I believe that the U.S. military would remove him from office.
Maybe.
Do you want to bet some tacos on this?
Maybe.
No.
I bet some Swenson's fries.
Okay, Swenson's waffle fries.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, no, I think I'll just say it. I think that Bernie Sanders winning the election would cause a 60% sell-off in the stock market. I think Elizabeth Warren winning. Yeah, I think Elizabeth Warren winning would cause a similar sell-off because they both want to tax corporations. They want to regulate these corporations. They want to hold rich people's feet to the fire, and rich people will throw a tantrum. But you know what?
Is this a case for Bloomberg?
What?
Is this your case for Bloomberg?
No,
no, just
I'm not making. I'm prepared for the stock market to drop. Bring it. Like I'm just telling. Like as a portfolio manager, you have to have an opinion of what's going to happen in politics in an election year because it directly impacts the stock market.
For sure.
So that's why I'm talking about it. But I also looked at the highest probability of winning, and I think Bernie Sanders will win. I think the stock market will crash. I'm going to just say that. So that's my stance. If I'm wrong, I'll buy all of you Swenson's waffle fries.
Ooh, nice.
So what day is election day? It'll be the day after. We'll have a election day. We should all know this. We should maybe even say this at the end of every one of our podcasts until it happens, right?
You think?
November 3rd, 2020 is election day. That's it. Not telling you who to vote for, just letting you know that's the day.
We told you who to vote for last week, so check out last week's.
Yeah, check out last week's episode. November 3rd, so November 4th.
Yeah.
After the army has had to remove the dictator, we'll all get Swenson's.
No, they'll probably be doing the recount on the 4th, and then on the 5th, we'll know what's happening.
Whenever we have the Yub Nub moment, I will blast Yub Nub out of my speakers with the Falcon Wing doors open, and we'll all get Swenson's.
Okay.
That sounds good.
And so that's it. That's the episode, right? We're done.
Yeah.
There's a fruit fly in here.
That's pretty good. It's a pretty good episode.
It's great.
You know, here's what
to last week.
Yeah, now that we're done, I want to look at these two episodes side by side because I want to see if talking politics hurt our viewership. If this one gets less views than the previous week, just wait for episode 11. No, I'm kidding. No, you asked me a question and I went off last week because I'm very perturbed and angry.
You guys did
But go on Byte. Follow us on Byte.
I just have
Tesla Fudge on Byte.
Like they don't talk about politics, like wanting to talk about politics, and I'm like, I'm not talking about this with you.
I'll talk to anybody.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not worried about it. What is your? I know I follow both of you on Byte. Yours is your studio's name, right?
No, I'm just Tasuti. I managed to just get Tasuti.
Just TESSUTI?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Tasuti?
UTI. Emphasis on the UTI.
It's Tess UTI is actually what it is.
I didn't. Okay.
My friend Tess has a UTI.
Tess has a UTI. Great.
Yeah.
Wow, you should do a sketch about that on Byte. Tony, you're Tesla Fudge on there.
Yes.
Adam's not on there yet. When Adam gets on there, it'll not be cool anymore. So shoot for show. 2023. Huh?
Are you still going because this is going to be on the show?
Yes. Oh. I'm telling people where to find us on social media.
Oh man, sorry.
I
thought you ended.
We did that up front though.
Take that UTI thing out.
Okay. No, I might not.
No, it's fine.
I'm sitting over here. I'm on Byte already. I thought the show was over.
I'm
where we put all our Hot Wheels. Check out Tesla Fudge.
Tesla Fudge on Twitter, Tesla Fudge on Byte, Tesla Fudge on Instagram. _Elon for Adam.
I don't use it.
It's hard to see your phone. And then I'm Techno Sucks on Twitter, at Army of Techno on Byte. We're Shacknews over on Twitter. We're Facebook, Shacknews Media. We're Shacknews on Byte. We also have 2 YouTube channels. This video will go live at 5 p.m. on Monday on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/shacknewsgames. And we also have another YouTube channel, youtube.com/gamerhubvideos, which is where our ChargePoint interview went. If you missed that, Adam, did you have a chance to watch the ChargePoint interview? No?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
After the details of Ionity came out, I'm all about ChargePoint.
Right? ChargePoint suddenly seems a lot better than Ionity.
They're being reasonable. They got to make their money, but
and then this podcast is also available on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, but it's best consumed on YouTube. So if you're listening to us on one of those or Podcast Pickle, just watch our YouTube video. It'll be embedded in the article on the front page of Shack News on Monday. We'll try to include some links to the stuff that we talked about today. That's it, right? That's the show.
Wait, toss a coin to your Witcher and don't doubt your vibe.
God, yeah, definitely don't doubt your vibe, but this whole Witcher, You know, one last thing. Netflix was trying to claim that The Witcher gaining Google trend, like SEO, was all based on their show.
Come on.
Our evidence showed that people just started playing The Witcher 3 again. because they were like our guides started doing better, and like people were
Price drop
searching.
or something in it. There was something just happened with Witcher 3, right?
It came out on Switch,
That's what it was.
so it was on Switch at the exact
no,
same time.
There's also a deal on
Good old
Xbox
games
Gold or whatever.
Oh yeah, it was probably on Games with Gold or something too.
Yeah, it was.
But there's like
featured. It was
all
featured
these
by-
other reasons for The Witcher to trend, and Netflix was like, "No, it's our show." I'm like, "No, it's the game."
No, Elon Musk did it. He's got 1 billion followers.
And Elon Musk is like, "We're gonna put it in the whatever the I don't
car.
know, the arcade. Is it called the Tesla
The
arcade?
arcade. It's
Yeah.
called the
So-
arcade.
I had an idea for Just Shapes and Beats real quick, because remember last week or 2 weeks ago they wanted to be in the Tesla. They should hack together a demo of Don't Doubt Your Vibe. They should make like a level and put that in the game.
They would win it. It would be on the car already.
We should
Right?
do it for them.
They'd force it out over the air.
So I'm going to email them and let them know
Yeah.
that this is what
Yeah,
you guys
just
need to do. Because I love that game, and that song is, that's okay. But yeah.
Oh, gosh.
In 3rd grade, you get to start playing the recorder.
Oh, dear
Our
God.
dog wants to kill herself.
I mean, I got the Canton, Ohio weather report here for you, you know.
That's the magic.
You need
It's
that.
great. I check it every day, even though I'm not in Canton.
No audio though.
I'm not going to play the audio. There's no reason to. There's no reason. But yeah, it's just follow some Byte. Byte's good. It's a good thing. And yeah, read my articles on Shacknews.
I got the contest. It just came to me. The
Okay.
contest this week. You do have a contest prize. You're going to win a blue Model S Hot Wheels. You're going to win a white Model 3 Hot Wheels, and you're going to win Tesla Fudge and No Planet B stickers.
Cool.
If you can tell us, look in the Tesla Fudge Twitter feed at the pinned. Is it called pinned? The
Yeah.
top?
Yes. Your pinned
pinned
tweet.
post. If you can tell us what model the camera is that took those photos, you will win the prizes next week. We'll ship it to you.
Yeah,
So-
no one's gonna claim this
Within the
prize.
U.S. we'll
Post in that thread and reply, and then DM us your info, and we'll tell you that you won, and that we will send you your prize.
Okay, that's a good one.
Or you can literally just tweet at us and we'll send you stickers.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you
I'm
can.
not sending
I'll send them
anyone
to you.
Stickers.
I'll
Oh.
send
Well,
You guys are of one mind.
yeah, you're they're clearly of one mind right now. But yeah, no, thanks for making the time. We recorded this on Saturday, February 1st. It's gonna go live on Monday, February 3rd, which is the night or day of the Iowa caucus. So,
Wow.
and also probably gonna be a volatile day in the stock market. Just saying. If you're out there, maybe buy some options protection, maybe sell some calls. I'm just saying. Just
Not advice. Just
30% up in a day for volatility. Adam, you know that's crazy. That's a lot.
Yes.
Like, that's not.
I remember.
When that happens, I wake up. I'm like, oh, okay. This is down 600 in the Dow. Things are starting to move, and like we had the 4 horsemen of the tech apocalypse this week. Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and Apple were all over $1 trillion market cap at the same time.
Yeah, Amazon was over 2,000. Yeah.
Yep. So here we are again. So that boycott's really working, you guys.
Here we are again.
Staying strong.
I went to CVS today instead of going to Amazon for something. So that's
I know. I
something.
saw your bite.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess I was in front of CVS.
There you go. Way to
Throw
support the
more paper in
local
the
economy.
receipt than in the box from Amazon.
Yeah. Seriously, that receipt is so big. They need to put someone at CVS needs to make an app for this. I know that they don't want us to use the receipts.
I think they already have an app, actually,
They're probably
Why did they
trying
print
to
it
give
out?
everyone BPA exposure.
because they hate the environment and the whatever lobbyist works for that poison paper company.
They seem to be pretty woke over there. They don't sell cigarettes, so like maybe we could convince them to stop handing me like reams of paper every time I go there. I just needed some laundry detergent. I didn't need like a scroll of like things that I don't want to buy for 20% off.
Yeah,
Take a nap.
it's
And
bad.
screw you, Starbucks. What the hell?
I think there's a whole Instagram of just like those receipts.
I love how the show ended like 15 minutes ago.
I know.
They're
I've been
just ranting
sitting
still.
here
Just
on my
look at
phone.
this. Look at this.
Yeah,
How dare they?
Seriously,
How
Starbucks.
dare you, Starbucks? You're dead to me.
Off your game.
This is what happens when I don't get my tea.
Thought they were an
or a podcast.
experience company.
Seriously.
experience.
Weak sauce. Holy crap.
Or user experience.
But yeah, usually I'll sip on my tea. It kind of chills me out a little. No, not
No
tonight.
chill. No chill this
Yeah.
week.
TSLAQ,
That
you're
butterscotch
wrong.
latte though. Oh, it's
Not
so
good.
good.
It is good.
Smoked butterscotch.
There we go.
That's good.
We'll just leave it on this. For the
All
moment.
right.
Just
For real this
remember,
All right.
remember
real
this.
this time.
Remember this equation, kids.
And don't doubt your vibe.
Don't doubt your vibe.
Bye.
So, bye, everybody.